everyone. I want to talk about the absolute worst position to be put in, probably from birth on. And I talked about this earlier. I talked about being my sister's keeper, how my sister was not as strong as me in most ways. And so my mom kind of expected me to be my sister's keeper and this and that. But I think when it comes to families that have means, parents that have money, etc., sometimes you'll find parents, and you look at intervention, you'll see a parent or parents that have enabled an adult son or daughter to continue using, abusing, etc. And they will take out mortgages on their home, cash out their 401ks, give them the inheritance meant to be left for their siblings, etc. And it just becomes one of these big, huge messes that is unfairly passed on to the siblings who are of sound mind, who can stand on their own 2 feet, etc. And I'm going to talk about what happened in my family personally, because I just say I understand and I can comprehend what's going on. So, long story short, my mom was one of 8. Um, One of her brothers had passed, I think, the year I was born, and then she had, of course, 6 remaining siblings after that. And my mom was the oldest, but she had a sister who was in the middle, who worked but never left my grandma and grandpa's home. She was their caretaker, and she had a full-time job and all of that, but she never really learned to be self-sufficient and live on her own. And it's just the way it was. Everyone said that grandma's happy, she's happy, but for the drinking, everything was cohesive. And so, lo and behold, my grandma passed away at the age of 100. My aunt was still at home, and my aunt received everything in the will, the house, the accounts, and everything. And so, anyways, because my aunt didn't really know how to manage a household per se, my uncle, from what I hear, oversees everything, including paying the bills or taxes, etc. And I don't know what happens if something breaks down in the house, that the furnace goes out, water heater goes out, or if there's any type of issues with any type of maintenance, who takes care. I'm not really sure. So I understand what it's like because it happened in my own family. But I want to talk about what it's like when you have a sibling who has been enabled by a parent, who the parent has given them money to continue using. They don't want to see them go. You'll see it on intervention. Oh, I don't want to see him hurt. I don't want to see him cry. I don't want to see him go through DTs or withdrawals or be homeless or etc. And so let's just say the parent passes away. And your sibling has become reliant on your parents' money. And all of a sudden your parents have had a will. And your sibling is given up a half, third, fourth of whatever of your parents' money. And someone says, well, someone has to manage your 6 siblings' money, because if not, they'll go through it in about a year. So someone has to step up and take care of that person. And I've had friends before who've had wealthy parents. They've had a sibling who's using, and all of a sudden they are responsible for their siblings' inheritance and overseeing the trust. But that sibling who uses continually inundates the healthy sibling for money. I need money, I need money, I need money. Or you got to take care of them, or you got to pay their bills, you got to pay their rent, you got to pay the mortgage on the house your parents left them. I can't even imagine what that's like. My husband and I each have siblings that need care. Neither of us are responsible for their care, but the parents involved, it's a tough situation, because you want to honor your parents' request, but you don't want to end up being the parent to your sibling. It's tough. It's a tough and sticky situation. So to anyone watching this, if you are a parent and you have enabled an adult son or daughter, and they rely on you for their own basic survival, I think it is unfair to ask another child to step in and help. If you need be, you have to set up that your addicted son or daughter in a rehab facility and have a trust or lawyer or someone else oversee the finances. It's the greatest injustice because your son or daughter did not give birth to your addict. It is not fair to them. Please don't ask them to do that. They don't want to. They have a life of their own. What if your other son or daughter gets sick? They can't do it. Who else is going to step in? Have someone impartial oversee the finances. And that's it. And even if you have to limit to $10 a week, $20 a week, or whatever, that's all there is to it, because someday the money's going to run out. And it would be a shame if your money went to their demise. What if they used your inheritance or the money you left for them to overdose to get their last hit? I would hate that. I would hate that I just hate it. So anyways, that's something to think about. So don't force an unhealthy legacy on your other children. It's not fair. So anyways, that's all I've got, and I'll be back.